Hey, how's it going, guys? GT Machine here. Haven't done a video in a while. Figured been doing a lot of family stuff, traveling, vacationing, having a good time. Now I'm getting back to the videos. First one I want to do is my CR Spotless water system. I've had it for almost 2 years and was able to get through the original filters with the resin in there to where it wasn't having any TDS issues. Now my water is TDS on the low side. It's not on the higher side. I think mine was around about 30 to 40 on the TDS scale, and it's lasted almost 2 years with washing the Porsche, the wife car, and washing my daily driver and a bunch of other stuff as well, to where I'm pretty happy with almost getting 2 years out of the system. But now it's time to change the resin, and I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade it as well and remove the cartridges, replace it with suction tubes, and then also fill the entire cartridge with resin here and get about, I would say, about 25% more resin, so it should last longer, and then also have resin left over to do another change once it's ready. All right, let's go ahead and get them changed out. All right, guys, let's see what my TDS is. So here's my TDS currently. It just went to about 5 this past wash, but so with 5, it starts leaving water spots on my windows. That's how I know it's time to change, and I checked it. So we'll go ahead and get started to remove the cartridges. So with my system here, before it goes into the resin cartridge, comes out of the hose, goes into a charcoal filter, and then goes into the resin. So we're gonna go ahead and replace the charcoal filter and then also the resin. First thing, to try to make it easier, we're gonna go ahead and drain everything out. So I shut off my thing here. I'm gonna take the hose and disconnect it here. Best thing to do is have a bucket. That way we can catch any of the water that comes out, and hopefully maybe not make a mess when we replace or remove the cartridges off the Spotless system. So we're going to go ahead and let that drain. I'm going to go ahead and try to open the system up and let it suck in some air, and hopefully get this thing to back drain out. It doesn't look like it's draining all that well, so we're going to go ahead and let it drain for a couple of minutes and then come back. All right, what's nice is get the wrench and go ahead and loosen it here, and then we'll go ahead and hook our hose back up because we're kind of done with it. And place our bucket underneath the cartridge. That way, if it does leak any water, it's going to catch it instead of coming on the floor. Now we're going to dump everything out. And now it's draining everything else out of the tubes. Shut off my bypass there. All right, it's pretty much drained out, so we'll go ahead and get the cartridges removed off of here. So we're gonna do one at a time. All right, once it's loose, take the tool off and just slowly unscrew it. And then try to have the bucket underneath to try to catch as much water as possible. And then just be careful, once it's loose, it might be a little heavy with the water and then the resin in. And what I'm going to do is isolate it here. And here are my isolation valves to where no more water can drain down out of my system. And as we get close to the end here, more water coming out. Just give it a second. All right, it's loose. Oh, shoot. All right, once it's down, go ahead and we're gonna dump it out. Take out the ring that's set into the resin, pull this out, and then let the water drain out of it. And then as you can see, the resin's pretty discolored here. It's a nice gold color when it's new. And you can see the definite difference in it. Alright, I'll take this. Dump the rest out. I'll let this sit and dry a minute. And then we'll go ahead and get the other one off. So same procedure. Just use a tool. So this thing only, will only grip up at the top because it's the way the housing's made. Just move the bucket to try to catch as much water as possible. It is gonna make a little bit of a mess, no big deal. It's just water. Same thing here. Aye. Go ahead and unscrew it. Once we're down, just be careful and go ahead and dump it out as well. And then we'll go ahead and just let this drain a little bit longer. All right, guys, so here's the upgrade. So instead of having those cartridges, we're gonna have these here, which go all the way down in there. And will give you access to all the resin. We just fill the cartridges up with resin. And then here's O-rings, which go up into the pickup sides and seal to where no resin gets past. And as you can see, there's slits on the bottom, so it sucks from the bottom. So it goes top down to where it'll pass through all the resin before it gets sucked up. So it's not filtering through, it'll filter through the entire media. So we'll go ahead and show you how the cartridges are filled up. All right, so here's my 1 cubic foot of resin. What we're gonna do is fill each cartridge up with pretty much all the way up to except for like a 1/2 inch because we need some displacement for the tube to go down there. And the best way to fill it up and get it in there is with using just a regular solo cup. And we're just going to go ahead and dump it in there. So we pretty much got it up to the top. Just be careful around the seal. You don't really want it on the seal. I'm gonna go ahead and pack it down a little bit. And then I'll leave it about an inch from the top. We'll go ahead and get our stick. And then the stick should sit, this is why it's pointy, it sits, there's a base in the bottom of it where it should sit in. So go ahead and work it down in there. This one is a little stiff. I probably shouldn't have compacted it that much. So we're gonna go ahead and change it up a bit. I did see other videos of people doing this and it seemed a lot easier than that. So we're gonna go ahead and take some of the resin out and not do it that way. So definitely don't do it that way. It makes it a pain in the ass to where you can't get the stick down all the way. And then we're going to try to get some of the resin into this one. So definitely don't do it like I did or you watch other videos. It's definitely a lot harder. I got half the resin moved over. Let's see if we can get the tube in it now. There we go, the tube's in it now. So, definitely don't do it like you've seen in other videos, definitely do it like this, it makes it a lot easier. So now I want to take the resin and just pour it around the tube. Just don't get it in the tube, because then it'll come through the system. And then you want to try to avoid that. So I'm just sticking my thumb in it to seal the hole. So here, let me see if I can show you. So pretty much, you want it about a half an inch or so from the top of the lip, and then that way, the O-ring here will seal up inside the bottom there. So we'll go ahead and get this one up, make sure it's okay, then we'll go ahead and fill that one up. But yeah, definitely put the stick in first. You'll see where to center it in the bottom. There's a recess in there, which the tip goes in there. And then just set it off to the side, and as you fill it, just bring it to the center. And then as you start packing, just make sure it's centered. So go ahead and we'll do this one, and then I'll come back and then we'll be ready to install them. All right, we got them both pretty much filled up. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of grease and then just grease up the O-rings, make sure they seal right. I'm just using some dielectric grease. Just something to lube up the O-rings here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up and then hopefully get it centered up in that hole up inside. Let's see what. All right, so they're up. So we just gotta tighten them up now. All right, once you got them hand tight, take your tool, slide it all the way up, and we'll just tighten them up. So when it's snug, I'll just go like a little bit more, just to make sure it's tight. You don't wanna go too tight to where you can't get it back off. There. All right, now we'll go ahead and replace the old charcoal filter. And then we can turn the water back on. So I'll take my new charcoal filter, set it down in my canister. Looks like this one needs some lube too, so we'll go ahead and lube it up. All right, got it all lubed up. Now you don't have to have a charcoal filter in the system. I just do it since I already had the whole setup. So might as well. The charcoal is really up to you. It really depends on your water. My water's pretty decent, but I had it, so I might as well use it. Go ahead and tighten it up. All right, everything's good, so go ahead and shut the bypass, make sure bypass is off. Open the valves to the system. Let me grab my hose. I'll disconnect it from the power washer end. I'll put it in my bucket. I'll go ahead and turn the water on and run some water through it to purge the air and everything. And make sure there's no leaks in the system. Now you're definitely gonna get some air out just because of all the air in the system. Since I got a little bit of a leak here at the hose. Got it. Ah! All right, let's check it again. Nope, still leaking. Crap. All right, let me fix this and I'll come right back. All right, we're back. Got the hose sealed, so we're good to go there. Go ahead and open this back up and we'll purge the system again. It's gonna take a little bit to get all the water to work through both sides of the canisters. So just be patient. And and especially when I got a lot of pressure washer hose here. All right, it's starting to come through. So you probably should run about 3 gallons or so through it up front to make sure everything's nice and good. I'll let it sit overnight and let it soak in, and then before I actually use it on the cars and everything, I'll run another gallon or 2 through it just to make sure there's no residual or anything left over in it. All right, so I'll go ahead and check my TDS meter here. It says 0 ppm, which is good, so it's definitely doing its thing. I have both sticks sealed up where they belong, because if I didn't, I would be reading ppm on this for the TDS. So no dissolved solids coming out. I'll just let it run for a little bit longer. I got probably about 2.5 gallons through it. I'll let it run a little more. So the TDS meter itself is on the outside exhaust portion of the canister. So your water's gonna come through this one first, go through here, come down, and then when it goes out of this one is when it's measured by the meter. So if you know the meter's reading 0, it means all the water coming out of your system is 0. So go ahead and gonna get this shut off, should be good. And then all right, guys, thanks for watching. GD Machine here, just changed out the Spotless water system. Like I said, watching other videos, it's definitely a lot easier putting the tube down in there first and then putting it up in there versus trying to work it down in there. I couldn't get it to where the paperwork said it needed to get to make sure you see up there, so I went in it first and then built the resin around it. Either way is fine. If you can get it in there, that's fine. If not, that's definitely the easier way to do it, I found. Other than that, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. Got a lot of videos coming up here soon. A lot of stuff to do here in the fall and winter. Hope you guys like watching.